I caught my wife having an affair, and I couldn't be happier about it. We had been married for 6 years. 6 years of walking on eggshells, of constant criticism, of being told I wasn't good enough. She'd started subtle, little comments about my weight, my salary, how I loaded the dishwasher wrong. By year 3, it was full-blown verbal abuse. She'd scream at me for coming home 5 minutes late, belittle me in front of friends, tell me I was lucky she stayed with someone as pathetic as me. I kept thinking it would get better, that she'd go back to the woman I married, but it only got worse. The financial control started around year 4. She handled all our money, gave me a weekly allowance like I was a child, even though I was bringing in a decent salary as an accountant. I had no access to our accounts, no idea where our money went. Anytime I asked, she'd explode. You want to question me? After everything I do for this household? I'd given up asking. I was exhausted, depressed, felt completely trapped. Then there was Maya, my co-worker in the finance department. She'd started 6 months ago and was the complete opposite of my wife Bella. Kind, encouraging. She'd compliment my work, ask how my day was going, and actually listen when I talked. We'd have lunch together sometimes, and I felt like a human being again. I knew I was developing feelings for her, real feelings, but I was married. I'd made vows, so I kept my distance as much as I could. Went home every night to a wife who treated me like garbage, and told myself this was just what marriage was. Things got worse fast. Bella started staying out late without explanation. I don't owe you an itinerary, she'd snap when I asked. Our joint account was constantly empty despite both our salaries going in. When I brought up that we couldn't afford basic groceries, she told me to work harder then. I picked up extra freelance work just to buy food. Maya noticed I looked exhausted. You okay? You seem really stressed lately, she said during lunch one day. I almost broke down, almost told her everything, but I just said work was busy. She touched my hand across the table. If you ever need to talk, I'm here, really. I wanted to. God, I wanted to talk to someone who actually cared. But I went home instead to Bella, who didn't even look up from her phone when I walked in. A week later, my credit card got declined buying coffee. I checked my account, completely drained. Over $10,000 gone. I called Bella panicking. Did something happen to our account? I needed new furniture for my office, she said casually. It's our money. I can spend it how I want. But we have bills. The mortgage is due in 3 days. Then you better pick up more hours. She hung up. I sat in my car shaking. This couldn't be my life. This couldn't be it. Maya found me in the parking lot looking destroyed. What happened? She asked gently, and I told her everything. The abuse, the financial control, how trapped I felt. She listened to everything, her eyes getting wider. You need to leave her, she said quietly. I can't. Everything's in her name. The accounts, the house. If I leave, I have nothing. Then you need to document everything. Start protecting yourself. Then 2 days later, my boss sent me home early. I looked like I was going to collapse from stress, and he was worried. I drove home with my stomach spinning, dreading another fight with Bella about money. I walked into our bedroom to change clothes. That's when I saw it. Bella was in our bed with another man. They both froze when they saw me. Bella's face went from shock to rage in seconds. Get out! How dare you come home without telling me? The guy scrambled for his clothes while I just stood there, and instead of feeling devastated, I felt relief. Pure, overwhelming relief. I want a divorce, I said calmly. Fine, you'll get nothing, she screamed. Absolutely nothing. This house is mine. The accounts are mine. You signed a prenup. I had signed a prenup. One she'd forced me to sign, or she'd call off the wedding. But I hired a lawyer anyway with money Maya secretly lent me. And during discovery, my lawyer found something interesting. Bella had 3 separate bank accounts I didn't know about. Over $400,000 hidden from me. Money that had been deposited during our marriage from her job, her parents, investments. Money that legally should have been marital assets. My lawyer presented everything to the judge. Bella's face went white. The judge ruled in my favor. Fraud, financial abuse, hidden assets. I was awarded $200,000 in the settlement plus half the house value. Bella tried to scream at me outside the courthouse, but I just walked past her to where Maya was waiting. We'd been officially dating for 2 months by then, and she'd supported me through everything. We ended up moving into our own place with my settlement money as a down payment, and I'd never been happier in my entire life.